Hey traders, welcome to Master the Market, where we help you become a market master. This is going to be another profit and loss recap video, and I'm going to break down exactly how I was able to make $813 in profits today with one single trade, and more specifically, why did I trade the stock that I did, and why did I avoid other stocks that had a similar setup. At the end of the day, stock selection is key, and if you're not trading the right stocks for the strategy that you're using, you're setting yourself up for disaster. So this morning in pre-market, we had quite a few stocks that were gapping up. We had SPEC, which was gapping up over 100%, KRKR up about 57%, AREB, which was the stock that I ended up trading, up only 46% at the time, SRPT up 32%, and so on and so forth. So when I'm looking for a stock that is going to be a gap and go candidate, obviously we want that stock to have momentum in the pre-market session, and we want it to be a pretty significant gap up. Once the market opens, I put together a list of the opening range breakout levels for the stocks that have the best chances of a gap and go, and I post that here in the Market Master group. AREB had an opening range breakout level this morning of just under 55 cents per share. At the same time, I want to note that MINM was another candidate for a gap and go, and I posted the opening range breakout level of $4.55. So let's take a look real quickly at the outcome of the opening range breakout that happened in AREB. I'll draw the opening range breakout level here, just under 55 cents. And we can see that once that breakout happened, we ended up getting a massive run to the upside as the stock is now up near 90 cents per share. If we compare that to MINM over here, this stock had an opening range breakout level of $4.55. So if I draw that level, that's going to be our breakout level. And we can see that all this stock has done is had a few false breakouts above that level before rejecting down, and it's now setting up to fade to new lows. Now, if we take a look here in the Market Master group, we see that at 9:41 this morning, MINM had an opening range breakout moving above that $4.55 level. I immediately posted to the group that there was too much daily resistance for me and that I'm avoiding this opening range breakout. Until it's able to start forming some support at $4.55 or higher, there's going to be a good chance that MINM fades down today. So I'm not showing this to brag about how I was right about the fact that MINM was going to fade and it was going to be a false breakout. But I want to talk about why it's important to select the right stocks to trade with the trading strategy that you're using. MINM would have inevitably been a loss for anyone that was trading that opening range breakout, unless they were so quick to lock in profits up into this 480 area. Whereas on the other hand, with AREB, this was a pretty stress-free opening range breakout and is the stock that allowed me to make $813 in profits in just about 10 minutes from this strategy. So in order to understand what I was looking for in these stocks that led me to trade AREB and to avoid MINM, we have to look at the daily charts below. With the daily chart here for AREB, we can see that there is little to no nearby resistance at the price that this was gapping up to this morning. The stock opened today at a price of 51 cents, and we can see from about 50 cents and up, there is very little nearby resistance on this daily chart. Now, does that mean 100% of the time that the stock is going to have a gap and go? Of course, the answer to that is no, but when the stock is gapping up and it's starting to reverse out of its downtrend that it was forming in pre-market, along with a nice spike up in volume, it's also pushing above that opening range breakout level, and it's also starting to climb above the VWAP. All of those are bullish indicators that this stock is going to be a great candidate for a gap and go. That's why I decided to select this stock to trade today for the opening range breakout strategy, and that's how, again, I was able to make that $813 profit. When we take a look at the daily chart for MINM, we can see a few key elements here. First and foremost, there is quite a bit of overhead nearby resistance on this daily chart just because of all of this recent activity that's happened here. And another thing that I want to point out is the fact that every single time this stock has had a significant gap up in the past 6 months or so, that gap up has failed to hold and the stock ended up closing lower for the day. That first happened here on the date of November 30th last year, had this massive gap up, spiked a little bit higher from the opening price, but ended up closing significantly lower at the end of the day. Same thing happens again about a month or so later, and every other time that there was a significant gap up in the recent history of this stock. So history does tend to repeat itself in the stock market. When you see a stock like this gapping up and it's running into resistance on the daily chart, it's failing to hold above its opening range breakout level, that means the stock is most likely going to have that false breakout and is going to continue to fade lower. So that is exactly what I was seeing in MINM that led me to notify our team that I was going to avoid this opening range breakout and I was going to be putting my focus on AREB. The difference really just comes down to the daily chart and what the stock historically tends to do when it's in a similar situation. A few quick shout outs to some of our traders. Brooklyn was able to end the week on a green note thanks to this AREB opening range breakout, and K-Man also had a small green day thanks to AREB, sold as it was breaking into the pre-market highs, which is a great area to lock in some profits. So shout out to you guys, well done trading this strategy and good job ending the week on a green profitable note. Hopefully everyone watching this video found some value in it. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And before you click off the video, comment down below in the description if you traded today, what stocks did you trade, and based on proper stock selection, in hindsight, was that the right stock for you to have traded, or is there a stock that would have better fit your strategy? Alright, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck with your trading.